What does it mean when a trillion-dollar giant decides to go hammer and tongs after a single strategic goal? Amazon commits up to 25 billion additional dollars into Anthropic, and it's not just an investment, it's a declaration. Welcome to Times of AI, and today we are not just looking at a check being written, we are analyzing masterclass in strategic ecosystem warfare, deconstructing how this move pressures Microsoft and Google, and providing you with a framework to navigate the resulting shockwaves. If you're in tech, business, or investing, the rubber meets the road right here. And this is the deal that redefines the next decade of AI. So let's zoom out a bit and see the big picture. So Amazon's potential $25 billion injection into Anthropic following an initial $1.25 billion is one of the single largest corporate investments in history. But to call it an investment misses the point. This is a full stack alliance, and the verdict is still out on who will win the foundation model war. But with this move, Amazon is drawing a line in the sand, and they are addressing their most critical gap head on. For years, Amazon or AWS dominated the infrastructure on the cloud market, and though it lacked a flagship world-class AI model to sell alongside it. Microsoft had its OpenAI models, and Google had Gemini, and Amazon had a partner strategy, but no longer, as this deal is about creating a competitive moat so wide it becomes the default path for enterprise AI. It's a bold, expensive, and necessary bet to avoid being commoditized. Uh, Diving into the technical context and to understand the sheer brilliance of this move, we have to see where it started. Back in the day, cloud wars were about storage and compute cost. Today, they are about AI primitives, chips, models, developers. Amazon has been doing a lot of legwork building custom AI silicon, Trainium for training models, and Infertia for running them for inference. But building great chips only half the battle. You need killer software that's optimized to run them, and enters Anthropic. And this deal is the ultimate symbiosis, as Anthropic gets the capital to compete with OpenAI and the dedicated scalable compute to train the next gen cloud models. And in return, Amazon gets Anthropic to use AWS as its primary cloud, and crucially, to use and help optimize Trainium and Infertia chips. And this creates a powerful flywheel. Uh, Better chips attract better or the best models, which attract more customers to AWS. They basically bring them back with funds better uh, chips. And so it's a hand in glove technical and commercial partnership. They've identified their leverage point, control the foundational infrastructure of the AI era, and you control its pace, direction, and the future course. And this is where the theory meets the real world strategy. So, what's the strategic imperative for Amazon? It's to become an unavoidable full stack AI solution. But before an enterprise might use AWS for cloud, but look for at OpenAI for or via Azure for those models, that created a friction and divided the architecture. But now Amazon can walk into a boardroom and say, we have the most secure cloud, the most effective custom AI chips, and top tier model in a form of cloud and natively integrated. This is a step change in their value proposition. And let's pressure test our assumptions here. So, is this a safer bet than trying to build their own model from scratch? Absolutely. The AI model race is blowing up in many companies faces with massive costs and uncertain outcomes. And by partnering with Anthropic, a team with a proven track record and a cherished journey of responsible AI development, Amazon de risks its model strategy while gaining a time to market advantage. And this move forces Google and Microsoft onto defensive. The AI platform war is now a clean three horse race, and the current crop leaders in every industry must choose their own ecosystem. So, in terms of actionable frameworks, now how do you, as a leader, operationalize this insight? So, let's separate signal from noise. And the signal is ecosystem lock in, and the noise is the daily feature announcements. And here, your actionable framework would be that first map out your AI dependency graph. Where are your models are hosted? Where is your data? And identify your current potential switching costs. You need to know your bargaining position. And second, design for optionality. In the spirit of strategic prudence, architect new AI applications with portability in mind. Favor APIs and frameworks that aren't tied to a single cloud's proprietary stack. This isn't about avoiding giants, but it's about maintaining a leverage. And third is to exploit the competition. This level of investment means Amazon, Microsoft, and Google are starving to death for enterprise validation. In your business use cases, bargaining chip. So use this period of intense rivalry to negotiate not just on price but dedicated engineering support, committed service levels, and early access to new chips and models. And play the long game by turning their war into your strategic advantage. Uh, Taking a crystal ball perspective, we looked at the tech and the strategy and the action plan. So, where does this leave us? I'll stick my neck out with two predictions here. One, we will see a wave of consolidation. Other cloud providers, think Oracle and IBM, and large enterprises will seek their own Anthropic deals, leading to more mega investments in the next year or and a half, and the independent AI lab becomes a rarer species. And two, the next battleground shifts from model capability to AI agents and workflows, and the winner won't just be who has the smartest chatbot, but who can best integrate that intelligence into Salesforce, SAP, and custom enterprise applications. And Amazon, with its vast reach into business operations, is terrifyingly positioned for this next phase. This deal is the couple of pieces of the puzzle that complete Amazon's AI picture, and it's a defining moment. And I'm on the fence where about whether any competitor can match this level of vertical integration soon. I'll be tracking the fallout in the comments. What's your take? Which ecosystem are you betting on? For Times of AI, I'm your host, and I'll want to see the forest beyond the trees in this chaotic world of AI. Subscribe and hit the bell icon.